Jana Duggar and Stephen Wisman have led somewhat private lives in the public eye, especially given their association with the Duggar family, known for their reality TV series 19 Kids and Counting On. While the couple's individual careers and life choices have often remained somewhat out of the limelight, their personal and professional journeys offer insight into their values, family dynamics, and evolving paths in adulthood. Early life and background. Jana Duggar, born in 1990 in Tontitown, Arkansas, is the eldest child of Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar. She grew up in a very large family with 18 younger siblings. The Duggars were known for their conservative Christian values and a very structured lifestyle. Education in the Duggar household was non-traditional, with emphasis placed on homeschooling and learning life skills rather than pursuing conventional academic degrees. Jana, along with her siblings, was expected to contribute heavily to family life, often helping raise younger children and managing household chores. Stephen Wisman, on the other hand, hails from a similarly conservative Christian background. He was born into a family of 9 children and was raised in Nebraska. Like the Duggars, the Wisman family values faith, family, and community. Stephen is known for his role as a pilot and his work in the family's business, Wisman Enterprises. Meeting and relationship. Jana Duggar and Stephen Wisman's relationship, like many aspects of their lives, was conducted with a focus on tradition and family values. The couple was introduced publicly in 2021, and within a short time their courtship became a subject of interest among Duggar family followers. Their relationship was characterized by an adherence to courtship rather than modern dating practices, a theme common within the Duggar family. Their courtship, in line with Duggar family tradition, involved a lot of chaperoned interactions and was focused on their shared faith and long-term commitment to marriage. After months of dating, Jana and Stephen announced their engagement in early 2023. Their engagement was met with enthusiasm from Duggar fans, many of whom had watched Jana grow up on TV, often noting her role as the helpful older sister, career choices, and lifestyles. While Jana Duggar has largely stayed out of the spotlight since the conclusion of Counting On, she has pursued various interests, particularly in the realm of home decor, gardening, and DIY projects. On Instagram and through family connections, Jana has shared glimpses of her life, showcasing her love for creating beautiful spaces, sewing, and doing hands-on work. She has long been known as the responsible, caring older sibling, often taking on the role of helping with the care of her younger siblings. Her career path hasn't been focused on a formal profession, but on homemaking and nurturing family life. This is consistent with the values instilled in her from a young age, where family was always placed at the forefront of one's goals and aspirations. Stephen Wisman, on the other hand, has pursued a career in aviation. He is a private pilot and is involved in the family business, Wisman Enterprises, which provides various business services, including transportation. The Wisman family has a strong focus on entrepreneurship, and Stephen's work reflects this. He also comes from a family that has a history of involvement in missionary work, something that aligns with his Christian values. As a couple, Jana and Stephen are expected to follow in the footsteps of other Duggar family members by creating a large family and emphasizing traditional family roles. While they haven't made major headlines regarding career ventures or entrepreneurial pursuits, it's clear that their professional lives are intertwined with their faith and family responsibilities. Family and community life. Both Jana and Stephen have shown a commitment to their faith and family, which are central to their lifestyles. In the Duggar family, children are expected to remain close to home, often living near or with their parents well into adulthood, helping raise siblings and contributing to the family's collective goals. Jana's life, even as an adult, has largely revolved around family life, with her responsibilities extending beyond just caring for her siblings to include managing a household and making sure everything runs smoothly. Similarly, Stephen Wisman has emphasized the importance of strong family bonds, and his life has mirrored the values of his upbringing, faithful service to both family and community. Like the Duggars, the Wismans are involved in their church, and Stephen's role as a pilot also allows him to serve in various community and missionary-related capacities. Future prospects and expectations. Looking ahead, Jana and Stephen's life together will likely continue to emphasize traditional family values and faith. Their public courtship and engagement were marked by the careful, deliberate pace at which they progressed, suggesting that their marriage will follow in the same vein. It's expected that they will eventually have children, as the Duggar family tends to have large families, and Jana herself has expressed interest in starting her own family. Their future career endeavors will likely remain in line with their upbringing, focused on service, family life, and supporting the values of faith and community. Stephen's work in aviation may continue to provide them with opportunities for travel and service, while Jana's interests in homemaking and family life will likely remain her primary focus. Jana Duggar and Stephen Wisman's lives, while not as public or entrepreneurial as some of their peers, offer an insight into the choices made by those who value tradition, family, and faith. While they may not have followed conventional career paths, their dedication to their family roles, faith, and community reflects a commitment to a lifestyle that emphasizes stability, service, and a close-knit family structure. Their story is one of slow, deliberate growth, rooted in principles that have guided both of their families for generations. A personal reflection. My life journey as Jana Duggar. My name is Jana Duggar, and while many people know me as the eldest daughter of Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar, or as the firstborn sibling among 19 children, I'm not just a name in a family of many. I am my own person, with my own thoughts, dreams, challenges, and aspirations. I often feel that my identity has been shaped by the eyes of the public people who have followed my family through the years, watched us on TV, and read about our lives in the media. But who am I really? In this reflection, I want to share not just the surface details of my life, but the deeper, quieter parts that many people don't see. I want to talk about what it means to be Jana Duggar, what I've learned from growing up in a large family, the expectations I've navigated, and how I've come to understand who I am as I step into my future. The early years. A life rooted in family. I was born on January 12, 1990, in Tontitown, Arkansas, to Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar. Growing up in a large family has been both a unique and defining experience for me. From the time I was very young, I understood the importance of family. In our home, the family unit is everything. The bonds we share with one another are the foundation of our lives, and it is this strong sense of connection that has shaped who I am. As the eldest child, I took on responsibilities from a young age. My parents raised us with the belief that each of us should contribute to the well-being of the family. I remember helping out around the house, taking care of my younger siblings, cooking, cleaning, and participating in homeschooling. I was more than just a daughter, I was also a helper, a teacher, and often a second mother to my siblings. I knew that my role in the family was vital, and that my actions had an impact on the lives of others. There was a certain beauty in being raised with such a strong sense of purpose. The family worked together, played together, and prayed together. We did everything as a unit. Every day we would gather for devotions, sing hymns, and study the Bible. This was not just an aspect of our faith, it was a way of life. I felt deeply connected to the teachings of our faith, and I learned that my identity was not just about me as an individual, but about how I fit into the larger picture of our family and our values. Growing up Duggar, living in the spotlight. Our family's life changed in 2004 when we began filming the reality TV show 19 Kids and Counting, later Counting On. Suddenly, the quiet life we had lived in Tontitown was exposed to the public. As a teenager, this shift was jarring. I went from being a young girl focused on school, family, and the occasional outing to being a part of a television show that aired our private moments for the world to see. On the show, many of my siblings and I were portrayed in specific roles: helpful older child, responsible caretaker, diligent homemaker. While those aspects of my life were true, they were not the whole picture. It was challenging to navigate the complexities of growing up on camera, knowing that everything I did could be analyzed, critiqued, or praised by people who didn't truly know me. One thing I've learned over the years is that the public doesn't always see the full picture. They don't see the struggles, the private moments, or the complexity of our family dynamics. As much as I loved my family, there were times when I felt the pressure of being in the spotlight. My every move seemed to be under a microscope, from how I dressed to how I interacted with my siblings to my life choices. It was a lot to handle, especially as I was still figuring out who I was and what I wanted from life. The role of the eldest daughter, responsibility and reflection. As the eldest daughter in such a large family, I felt a strong sense of duty from an early age. My parents were always supportive of me, and they encouraged me to take ownership of my responsibilities. I learned to be independent in many ways, though there were still many limits placed on my freedom due to our strict beliefs about modesty, courtship, and family roles. There was a time when I questioned the expectations placed on me. How could I be my own person when so many of my actions were dictated by my role in the family? In many ways, I found fulfillment in helping my parents and siblings, but I also yearned for something more. I wanted to be more than just the responsible sister or the helper in the background. I wanted to explore my own passions and talents, to create a life that was not entirely defined by my family's expectations. One of the most challenging aspects of being the eldest daughter in a family like mine was the unspoken pressure to get married and start my own family. There were many people who expected me to follow the same path as my sisters, to marry young, have children, and embrace my role as a wife and mother. I saw my younger siblings take those steps in their lives, and while I supported them with all my heart, I sometimes felt like I was standing at a crossroads. For years, I felt that my life was on hold, waiting for the next big step to come. I was often asked when I would get married, and I would feel a pang of frustration. It wasn't that I didn't want to get married, it was just that I wasn't sure I was ready to take that step until I found someone who shared my values and vision for the future. Personal growth, embracing my own journey. It wasn't until I took a step back and spent time reflecting on my own desires that I began to truly understand myself. I realized that I didn't have to conform to the timeline others had set for me. My journey would be different from my siblings, and that was okay. I also came to understand that being Jana Duggar didn't have to be defined by my role in the Duggar family, the reality show, or public expectations. I had my own passions, hobbies, and dreams. I loved working with my hands, whether it was through gardening, cooking, or doing home improvement projects. I found fulfillment in creating beautiful spaces, in nurturing relationships, and in helping others when I could. I also enjoyed quiet moments of reflection, and it was during these moments that I truly came to terms with who I was, separate from the roles I had been assigned. As I spent more time focusing on my own growth, I began to pursue interests that were uniquely my own. I took on projects that allowed me to develop my creative side, from interior decorating to crafting. I started a small garden and found joy in watching it grow. These moments, small as they were, helped me connect with myself and feel more at peace with the person I was becoming. A new chapter. My relationship with Steven Wisman. In 2021, my life took an unexpected turn when I began courting Steven Wisman, a man from a family that shares similar values to my own. Steven is a kind and thoughtful person who has supported me in ways I never expected. Our relationship, like my family's tradition, was not rushed. We took our time to get to know each other, and I appreciated that about him. He respected my journey, my choices, and my need for space to grow into the woman I am becoming. Steven's gentle, supportive nature has been a breath of fresh air in my life. With him, I've found someone who values the same things I do: family, faith, and service. Our relationship is grounded in mutual respect, and together we look forward to building a life that is focused on both of our individual dreams and our shared goals. As we move toward marriage and a future together, I am filled with hope. I have learned that I am not defined by my past or my role in the family. I am defined by the choices I make, the people I surround myself with, and the love and faith that guide me. A life of purpose, Looking back on my life so far, I can see the incredible journey I've had, one that has been filled with love, challenges, growth, and reflection. Being the eldest child in a large family has shaped who I am, but it has not defined me. I am more than just a daughter, more than just a sister, more than just a public figure. I am Jana Duggar, and I am on a journey to understand myself, to live a life of purpose, and to build a future with the people I love. As I move forward, I carry with me the lessons I've learned from my family, my faith, and my experiences. And I am excited for what lies ahead.